Donald Trump has fired a fresh salvo on Denmark amid his belligerent plan to take over Greenland. In a Truth Social post, Trump claimed that Denmark had been unable to ward off Russian threat from Greenland. Trump's claims have come days after Russia described the developments in Greenland as extraordinary.
We, undoubtedly, like the entire world, are monitoring the situation around Greenland, and we acknowledge a highly contradictory state of affairs. We proceed from the premise that Greenland is a territory of the Danish kingdom. We heard statements from Greenland itself that Greenland does not intend to be sold to anyone. And we also heard a statement from Washington that Washington is formulating a monetary offer for its acquisition.
Trump has already said he is not going to give up options on acquiring Greenland.
So what are the options?
Your network doesn't know either.
The Danish foreign minister said that there's still fundamental differences after the meeting with Rubio and with the vice president. Are you willing to leave the NATO alliance in order to get what you want with Greenland? What are the options right now?
Well, I wouldn't be telling you what I'm willing to do, certainly. I'm not going to give up options, but it's very important. Greenland is very important for the national security, including of Denmark. And the problem is, there's not a thing that Denmark can do about it if Russia or China wants to occupy Greenland. But there's everything we can do. You found that out last week with Venezuela. There's everything we can do about things such as that. Not going to happen. We're not, I can't rely on Denmark being able to fend themselves off. They were talking about they put an extra dog, and they were serious about this. They put an extra dog sled there last month. They added a second dog sled. That's not going to do the trick.
Denmark fought alongside the United States in both Afghanistan
Thank you
and
for telling me
Iraq.
that. I appreciate it.
But
I have a very good relationship
they're
with
an
Denmark,
ally
and we'll see how it all works out. I think something will work out. Yep.
Protests have taken place in Greenland against Trump's plans to annex the island.
I thought this day could not get any worse, but it just did. I am actually quite more shocked than I was before. Because I heard yesterday that he was trying to do it, but now when he's saying the specific countries, just shows he has no remorse for any kind of human being now. He's just arrogant and a very big bully. He does not care of anything. His way of saying things are just so specific and so disrespectful and hateful that it's just hurting everybody around him.
Denmark has firmly resisted Trump's Greenland ambitions.
I mean, we have been asking since the very beginning of this to have a constructive dialogue with our American ally and friends, free from social media and headlines and strong words. And we opened that dialogue last week. We will not give up on that. I mean, I have an agreement with the American vice president. It was reconfirmed after we have listened to the press spokesperson. So we will stay on track unless US decide differently. But then at the same time, of course, we need the European Union to respond. I will not develop that response at this press conference. There is close consultation going on among our European friends. I foresee that there will be, also a meeting among foreign ministers, and we will also continue close consultations with those European countries who are not members of the European Union, but still integrated in the single market, and even more importantly, a member of NATO, because this is not only about the European Union, it's basically about, the NATO alliance.
And I can't help but notice, of course, that yes, the American president is, shall we say, unconventional, to put it diplomatically. But America is also much more than just its president. I've just been there. There are also checks and balances within American society.
And that, in a way, provides me with a strong belief that
when we stand united and when we are able to explain what is at stake, and it's not just for Europe that things are at stake, there are also major things at stake for the US, then we must also get through this. I mean, we simply have to believe in that, and we have to work for it.
For me, it's actually about defending Greenland and also defending NATO's northern flank. In order to be ready for that, we simply have to step up and we have to train that. It is Danish law that a Danish soldier, if attacked, has the obligation to fight back.
Fear and anger mount inside NATO against Donald Trump after hints it using force to take over the strategic Greenland. Greenland is an autonomous territory of Denmark, the largest island in the world, a critical shipping route and a key link between Europe and America. The frozen outpost is now boiling. European nations are now sending military personnel to the ground in Greenland at Denmark's request, signaling a possible showdown between NATO and its founding member, the United States. France, Germany, and other NATO allies have sent troops to Greenland. Denmark's Arctic commander said that training is expanding in Greenland.
Denmark's Arctic commander said that training is expanding in Greenland. Anderson said he does not see the U.S. attacking fellow NATO nations, but if that happened, then Denmark is obliged to respond.
I actually don't send any message to the US. For me, it's actually about defending Greenland and also defending NATO's northern flank. The way that we see the world is that when the war in Ukraine is over, hopefully with a good result for Ukraine, we expect that Russia will move some of their capabilities and the resources into other theaters. It could be the Baltic Sea region, it could be the North Sea, it could be the Arctic. In order to be ready for that, we simply have to step up and we have to train that. I will not go into the political part, but I will say that I would never expect a NATO country attack another NATO country. For us, for me, it's not about signaling. It is actually about training military units, working together with allies. I will say that I will never expect a NATO country attacking another NATO country. But you are right that it is Danish law that a Danish soldier, if attacked, has the obligation to fight back.
Meanwhile, the US-led NATO alliance is on the brink. This as Trump doubles down on his Greenland push as he threatens punishing import taxes, 10% soon rising to 25% on 8 EU nations: Denmark, Norway, Sweden, France, Germany, the United Kingdom, the Netherlands, and Finland for opposing his bid to take over the island.